Hey everyone, this is Gus. Welcome to my new transmission. I can say that. Well, by the way, this program is brought to you by Yapster. Yeah, Yapster. What is Yapster anyway? Yapster is an application. Go to yapster.info, and Yapster is an application that can help you out to get a better performance in your business. So if you have like a sales teams and that kind of stuff, go to Yapster. It's not W, YAPSSTER, Yapster. Go there. Well, anyway, so this program was brought to you by Yapster. Well, this time we are going to finish up our friend. Who? Katuyori the ronin. Oh, remember the cat that we were doing before? Well, we are going to finish this guy, and when I'm finishing, what I'm gonna do right now is open my Pure Riff, and I'm going to go and summarize. Yep, now it's opening. Oh, wrong place. Yeah, now that's the Pure Riff. So I have the running, and I have this all summarized, but I like this one more. So yeah, I have this summarized, and I will start doing something with it. Well, anyway, it's also a good opportunity to just do this little message. There is a new update of Clipstudiopaint, and I haven't updated yet, but I guess I'm gonna like it. Well, as I told you, this is a strictly illustration and concept art for non-manga artists. That means if you are doing like manga-ish kind of art, well, this is not the place. No, I'm joking. This is the place too. So any kind of art, we can, start drawing. And as the title said, drawing with Gus, well, I encourage you to draw with me. Yeah, you can just start drawing. Sorry. You need the big deal tablet like the Wacom Cintiq. No, not even the XP Paint, not even a slate tablet. You just need one of those black books. One of those sketchbook. And the sketchbooks are pretty cheap. If you ask me, you can just buy a sketchbook for what? $6? Go to your nearest art store like a Michael's, and there's no more Asian word, but there's Michael's. There is also a Hobby Lobby. Even Walmart have it. So you can just buy, or you can just buy online too. There's Ultra.com, and there's Bleak Art. I guess it's Bleak Art. So you can just find in there. You can just find your pencils. You can use a cheap pencil, HB, or a 4H, or a 4B. It depends on what you're looking to achieve. And just start, sketching your way into this art. Because the more you practice, the more you're gonna, the best you're gonna be. Or the better you get. Well, how's that? Well, that's easy. First, you have to know how to sketch. Sketch is the base. Is the base, is the stone base, the founding stone of drawing. If you don't sketch, you might be doing some, pretty messed up mistakes. When I was young, I started not doing sketches. I just go with our sketches. Not making like a stick figures or like an animatic kind of robot or something to make the human figure or the human anatomy, but instead I was just doing whatever I see in there. From the view to my brain and to my hand. But that is not what we are looking for. We are looking to achieve something. We are looking to achieve an effect, a defect. But that is the main reason to being an artist, because you have to awaken something in the people. All propulsion, tears, sadness, happiness, joy, whatever you want to evoke. Because that is the main thing about art. We awaken feelings that many people didn't even know they have. One more concept for art theory. Well, anyway, so just to for you to to retake what we are talking last week. I was just talking to you. How can you get into the art industry? Well, let me tell you, the art industry is not as monolithic as you think. First, there is no such thing as art industry. There's no such thing. First, this is not an industry. We're industrious, but this is not an industry. So, what is art anyway? Is a business? Yes and no. First, you as an artist and you work for somebody else. Even though you have patrons, you work for the patrons. Even though you have this kind of business or contract with what's the name of these things? With a company that is using your illustration for some purposes, like a publisher or something. Like me, I'm working with a publisher. So if you're working with them, you're working for them. So you are not the industry. They are the industry. They are the publishing industry. They are the book industry. You are part of that industry because you are needed, or talent is needed. Why or talent is needed? Well, that's easy. Because they cannot do this thing by themselves. They need artists. So there is many kind of things that we can do as an artist. Working for many clients. First, there is the pure art. Oh yeah, like Picasso, like Dali. Yeah, sure. If you want to start, yeah, go there first. But if you're young, you can start. If you are like me, I have a family, and we have to put rice and beans on our table. Yeah, not a good idea. Because we need the money. We need to pay our bills. We need to pay the expensive equipment. We need to pay even the camera. We need to pay the lights. We need to pay the rent. We need to pay everything. Yeah, that's a cruel reality about the art. So right now we have being an artist or being one of these pure art, that a guy that is living in Soho or living in one of those places barely has money for covering the rent, even though he is talented, as his agent said, but yeah, he's not having as much money, and he has to pay a rent like what, $5,000 sometimes. But yeah, that is that is sometimes the rent of a flat if you are an artist in places like New York. It depends on what part of New York you want to live there. I don't live in New York, so I have no idea. I'm just repeating what I saw in many AIE and what is this, documentaries and movies. Yeah. But anyway, if you're living here in Jacksonville, you still have to rent a flat. I mean, you have to rent your thing in the district, in the art district, and it's like what, $1,000 or something. So you need a job that give you at least $2,000. And being an artist, let me tell you, that's pretty difficult. Okay. Well, that is one. Being, the straight, starving artist, kind of regular, like many artists have in their minds. I want to be like that. I want to be like Picasso. I want to be like this guy, Dali, or Liechtenstein, or even Andy Warhol. I want to be a creator like Andy Warhol. Yeah, be prepared to create all day and probably start today. By the way, Andy Warhol was getting advertising. At least he had some savings, I guess. But anyway, you have to be prepared for that too. And the other thing is the commercial art. What is the commercial art? I am doing commercial art. And many of us do commercial art. What is the commercializing art? Not doing by the sake of doing art, but it's done by the sake of getting money, having money out of that. So that is commercial art. I mean, anyway, all art is commercial, if you ask me. Even though the guy that said, "Oh, I'm not a bourgeois," I know one of those this middle class kind of problems, or this just a pure art, a pure free spirit. Nah, doesn't exist. But anyway, so that is the pure art, and then there's the commercial art. Art for the sake of art, or the art for the sake of money. That means you are hired for somebody to do certain stuff, very specific, and that stuff specific comes with the territory. That means you're an artist, so you have to do some art. For what? Commercial purposes. What kind of commercial purposes is that? Well, that is easy. Commercial purposes like illustrations. For what? For many things you need illustrations. You need illustration for jam, yeah, like marmalade. You need illustration for that. You need illustration for juices. You need illustration for soaps, for oils, this kind of like indie products, for the naturals products, for the holistic products. You need illustrations. Pretty much all of them. You need illustrations. Yeah, if you are cheaper than buying the probably the clip art that everyone has. So yeah, they have to hire an illustrator. That's when your name comes into the equation. That is commercial art. You are a commercial artist. Then is the other kind of commercial art, like decorations kind of commercial art. That means you making art in canvases for the only purpose of decoration. That means art for the offices, or for the buildings, or for some project, and they need art that is focused on the main concept. The whole concept of the building, the whole concept of the architecture needs a specific kind of art. So yeah, you are that kind of artist too. Yeah, that's commercial art. It has nothing to do with what you really like to do. It's like me being a cubist. It's cubist art, you don't see it, but I'm a cubist. But turns out I'm not doing cubist art. I'm doing like material art, using matter and using this kind of textures, or using dirt, or using yeso, or using a plaster of Paris, or even plaster. That kind of art, pretty abstract, that has nothing to do with what I'm doing. But somebody just hired me to do it. They like my examples and they like it. And what I'm doing, I have to do that because I need the money. Yeah, that's true. We need to pay bills. So that is one kind of the artist. The other kind of art is the one that has to do with concept art. What is concept art anyway? Concept art is the concept. What? Do you know that before having the idea of Darth Vader, the concept artist from the Star Wars series, he did like probably thousands of these sketches of Darth Vader. When I was a kid, I saw the special about the Star Wars, and they showed some concept art about Darth Vader. And there was like the guy that looks pretty much like a samurai, to the guy that looks pretty much like a helmet from the 1400s, from Germany 1400s. So yeah, it's a wide ample spectrum of what you can do. That's concept art. Because if, for example, the novels Doom by Frank Herbert. Had you read the novel? I have read all of them, all the books, and you don't see many ideas about how the framing really look like until you see David Lynch, and you say, oh, so yeah, in the book they are talking about like bags or something with liquid storage. And you see then the Max von Sydow, yeah, Max von Sydow, yeah, the Max von Sydow, custom, and it has this kind of like pockets, and it's just like a pouches, and these pouches they storage water, so they just turn this away, and there is water, coming out. So before that, I don't have a clear idea how a framing steel suit really looked like. That was a concept artist. That's actually. He tried to make this, whatever's in the script or is in the book, into something real, something palpable that you see, okay, that is a stormtrooper. Oh, okay, I know. It's like probably I never read the Starship Troopers, but if I read the Starship Troopers and then I compare with the Starship Troopers, the first movie was Gasper Van Diem and the one who was the wife of Charlie Sheen. Well, I see that, okay, they are not quite similar. Yeah, because probably the concept artist wasn't paying off. Yes, it was paid good, but problem is probably the costume department haven't had the money. That's a problem too. But you need a concept artist. If not, you don't know how they look like. You need concept artists to do interview with the vampire because they don't even know how a vampire looks like. Because Anne Rice was so struck because I read the books. She was so struck about a vampire, how they look like. So you don't even. Oh, do I have the enthusiasm of an Italian? Ah, thank you. Well, actually, my last name is Dueñas, which is from Spain, actually, and from South America. And yeah, we are Spaniard descendants. I'm in South Americans and Italians. We are pretty much alike. Yeah. And by the way, I love Italian movies in the 50s, 60s, 70s. Lando Busanga, Marcello Mastroianni, Sofia Loren, all those comedies. I love it. I really love it. I really enjoy it. Also, which is not a comedy at all. This guy, Federico Fellini, I love it. I love the guy. So anyway, to talking about this, so what I was doing? Oh yeah, we were talking about concept art. So that is a concept artist. The concept artist try to plot the idea so that you have a discrete. So you have just mere words there. Oh, this is a steel so that it has some pockets, so but it doesn't describe the steel. So in the minutious detail, it's not doing that. So what you're doing right now as a concept artist is trying to convert that in reality, in a visual reality. And you have to think also if you are working for movies as a concept artist that whatever you're doing has to be produced. That means it has to be makeable. So you are not doing a concept artist or a concept art of the three-story wide, three-story tall spider come from the space when you know that there's no technology and probably they don't have the money to have a decent CGI for that. So you have to know your limitations. But anyway, it's a work of an artist. Okay, so you do concept art as unique artists for many things. The other is the commercial arts for like designing menus of many good restaurants. They hiring artists and a graphic designer. The graphic designer will do the graphic design, but the artist is the guy who will do whatever is going to be on the illustrations or even the visual language of that. Yeah, we are required for that too. So there are so many things that you can do being an artist. But the first thing that I will never get tired to tell you this. The first thing that you need is a good website. And it's a target website. Even though you are an art for the sake of art, or an artist for the just sake of making art, just art. That's it. Whatever the branches of art, whatever, just art. You need a website. Also, the other guys who are commercial art, who are illustrators, who are concept artists, who are this kind of, even the guys who does the mural art, they also need a website. And you have to have a target website. What is a target website? Well, a target website is a website that is targeted to whatever your target group is. That means I do illustration for kids. So I have two things in my website. Concept art illustrations, which is pretty much the kind of illustration that I'm doing in this channel, that I love it, and children illustrations. Yeah, I have those one. I have those in my website. So the guys that I just, aiming my arrows and shooting at, they can see the two dualities of my style there. They can see that I can do this kind of like action figures, or also I can do children book things. So they can just compare. And by the way, they will hire you for whatever they see fit. I'm doing children books with none of my styles. I'm doing children book for a style that I developed for that children book. That was I was hired for because I am so flexible. That is so cool. And the other thing, and yeah, if you want to go into this, you have to have the website, you have to have the social media, you have to be very relentless. If you are young, you are in the age of being a starving artist, so you can just try to fight for your right to do art. If you are not as young, like us, like me, well, this is your plan B and can be your plan A. Right now it's my plan A. So yeah, why not? You can just start doing. The good thing about art is there is not an age or limitation. They can just hire a 19 years old artist, or they can just hire a 60 years old artist. Sometimes the only thing that varies above is the price. Being sometimes the younger, the guy that charge more. And the older guy is the guy that just living the dream and he wants to do whatever for whatever the price. He doesn't like the money. Or be the other, the opposite. And the younger guy is willing to do whatever for whatever money because he needs a portfolio. And the other guy is the guy with a lot of experience and he's not willing to do whatever for whatever money. He's charging you what he sees fit. Because it's like a story about Picasso. Let me tell you the story about Picasso. One time Picasso was making for a guy, he said, Maestro, maybe a sketch. He made a sketch in like 10 minutes. And he said, wow, Maestro, you are so fast doing this sketch and it's doing so good. How'd you did it? And he said, well, it took me 40 years to get here. And then he said, well, thank you, Maestro. How much is it? And he said, $5,000. And the guy said, what? You are going to charge me $5,000 for something that took you 10 minutes? And Picasso said, no, I'm charging you $5,000 for something that took me 40 years. That is art, my friends. So whatever I'm charging is not charging for something that took me 2 hours, 3 hours of my time. It's for something that took me 40 years of my time. So the next time, if you are not an artist, or the next time you are hiring an artist, take that into account. Because even the younger, he took 10 or 20 or probably 12 years of his life to do, or his life or her life to do this. Yeah. You have to be very consequent with us, artists, or we are come back and bite you. I'm kidding. Anyway, so that's a good way to get into the business, knowing who is your target group, what you want to do, and just shooting. At the beginning, I was trying to be a concept artist. It's somehow I don't have the style that the industry requires, but I have the style that the publishing industry requires. So I just started, I'm with those guys. So I just put a part with as many children illustrations I can imagine. And guess what? I'm working at that. Same will happen with you. Just believe in yourself, trust in God, and never, ever let other people define you. You know who you are. The other people, they just see the shell. They just see the shadow. They just see the reflection in the mirror. You know who you are. You know what you can do. So let's start doing this. Let me change this. And yeah, we're back to our little lab. So this is Katuyori, guys. Thanks, my friend, but I don't parlo italiano. Did I say it good? Io non parlo italiano. wish I could. So right now we have this illustration. Let me show you a little more. Yeah. This is Katuyori the Ronin. Yeah, this is a Japanese cat. And it's a blend between, these kind of limes and also the brushes and the other kind of stuff that comes with Clipstudiopaint. I love using the latest transmissions that I did. Well, not the latest. The other transmission that I did using Clipstudiopaint and my XP Pen, I was using stock brushes. This is in any way is not a stock brush. This is actually the Harmony brushes. What you can get at? Well, you can get the Harmony brushes in DeviantArt. Just DEHARME. Just type it, and they will show. So you have to use the Harmony brushes there, and you can start, producing art with this guy. So I have the cat flats. Let me see. Oh, I have everything in the flats. Okay. Yeah. Turns out I'll be using everything in there, so I have no desire to do anything else. So we just need to do something with this. So I'm proposing right now, I'm gonna finish this today. Good thing I don't have to have any interaction, so I can be with you the next 2 hours. Sorry, it's a joke. I'm not gonna be 2 hours with you guys. I have a life. Yeah, I have a life. Believe it or not. I don't have many friends, but I have a life. So yeah, let me put this guy here. Okay. And by the way, I have this coffee.com customer. So if you want to help these artists, you can buy me a coffee, and I will appreciate it greatly. God bless your soul. So let's do this. This guy. I was doing this actually. Yeah. Yeah. So let's start doing this. So this is like yeah, I'm using the Harmony oil. So yeah.
That's the problem that I don't like much about this.
having like 3 monitors at the same time. That means I have to. And right now we're gonna use this guy. Yeah, bigger. I think it's better.
Okay, we're getting somewhere.
Cool.
Okay, again, let's gonna see the kitty.
Yeah. Gonna see the color this guy. We'll follow the kitty, which is finished with the kimono. But not all the part of the kimono. I have to still to do this. Okay, let's do the Pt4. Too big. Okay, let's see. Okay, that's a nice. So let's go to this one here. So it's time to start painting these guys here. So yeah, so this is no. Hmm. Okay, guys, I guess I'm finished. That's what I think. Well, I guess I'm finished my concept art sketch. It's not that easy. It took me like what 3 hours or so. From Katuyori running. This is one idea that I have a long time ago, and I finally get it to completion. So let me put this guy. So I finally get into completion. I hope you like it and try to be detailed, step by step what I just did here, and trying to, make this more like a class or something, which I'm not a teacher, but I'm trying to do my best. And anyway, I just thinking probably in the near future, I'm gonna start adding to my repertoire, probably doing the live drawings, but in traditional. Yeah, I'm finding some nice camera that I can just expand from here. And I'm just, putting the traditional, while the other camera, which is this, the one that you're just watching, is the one that I just, getting this out of me. But I'm not sure yet, but I hope you like it. And yeah, put me in the comments what else you might want me to do, because next week is gonna be fine art. I'm not yet sure what kind of fine art I'm gonna do, but just tell me what kind of fine art you want to see, and I'll try to do my best to do it. And for this you need a lot of practice, but just don't discourage. It takes a lot of practice. Yes, figure this, whatever you're doing, it takes a lot of time to get from where you are to what you want to. Yeah, this is some level of mastery, not that I'm just telling you that I have it, but eventually I will get to that place. So let me put my oh, I almost forgot. I always do this, but I almost forgot to do it. So my signature, I haven't signed this little fella. Okay, now you can say it's done for me, by me. I mean, well, anyway, so just don't ever forget about this. Just don't ever forget about this. Whatever is the level of mastery that you want to achieve, it takes a lot of practice. No, talent is not enough. Sometimes talent is just part of the equation. Sometimes it's a minuscule part. The rest is just perseverance and sweating. I mean, a lot of sweat. That means a lot of hard work. But anyway, if you want to get to whatever level of mastery you're trying to do in life, just don't discourage yourself if you don't get it, you don't get something similar or at least the same at the first time. And just stop whining yourselves about, oh, I'm too old to go to, oh, what is this place, art school, I'm too young, I don't have money. Right now, we're in the land of opportunity, I mean the United States, but if you are living in whatever part of the world, just think this, internet is free. Well, not the internet service, but the internet per se is free. So there's a lot of free resources over there. Yeah, you don't have the money to have the Wacom. Yeah, you can buy the XP pen. You don't have the money to buy the XP pen. Well, you can have a slate, one of the black lamps. I don't have the money, but I have the black lamps. Yeah, I guess you have the money to have a bunch of white paper and a pencil. And if you have the internet, you can just start doing a lot of research about these free classes for drawings, concept art, anatomy, perspective, whatever. Just remember this, before the invention of the rulers, the forefathers of the art, the greatest one, the cavemen, they were doing that just using hands and paws. If you have the paws to put a straight line, half of the work has been done. So yes, start doing that. That's the best advice that I can give you. And the other thing is, I just lost one of my lights. So the other thing is, just don't forget, click this, subscribe, and help this channel to grow. And just remember, this is by me. Everything that I have in this place is just by me, just because this is part of what I'm doing. I'm an illustrator, so I need a Wacom, I need the programs. And if you don't have the money for buying the programs at the beginning, you can just go traditional. There's a bunch of cheap alternative. I don't have money for the copies. Doesn't matter. Just go eBay. There's a Touch Fry, there's a Touch New, there's a Touch whatever. There is a bunch of stuff that you can just do online. Just buy it, just for the sake of buying. And just remember this, it doesn't matter what they said, it's what you think you can do. So that's my best advice. Thank you guys for joining me. And remember to subscribe. I have my website here, but I also have my social. I have my social media. I have Twitter, I have Instagram, I have Facebook. Just click on there. I have my YouTube channel, which you're watching right now. Just click on there, subscribe, and just help this channel grow. And also, you can just share my content. I have no problem with that. There is no copyrighted material, so everything that comes is from me. So yeah, right now, if you want to use my characters for something, just let me know. Don't copy me, that is illegal, but just let me know. The other thing is, if you want to help out this artist, there is a PayPal button, so you can just make a donation there. And also, there is something even nicer. There is this. Coffee.com. There is coffee.com. Just go to there and buy me a coffee. Just a $2 coffee, just a $3 coffee, whatever. Just buy me a coffee and help these artists not to starve. Remember, we all have bills to pay. Yeah, that's the sad story about art. Sometimes art is not good enough to pay the bills, but that's what you have to do. If you're young enough to starve, you better start starving now. So thank you guys. Thank you for joining me, and see you next week. Just remember to subscribe and help this channel grow. Thank you so much. Have a blessed weekend. And for the ones we are living in the States, have a nice Memorial Day.